Coming up next on Newswatch.
Weak winter weather leaves a surplus of salt. How the city plans to use the extra funds. Trump in trouble again, why people are accusing him of flip-flopping on issues.
And in sports, a standout men's basketball star got national recognition today. Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens. This is Newswatch.
Southeast Ohio residents are under a boil alert for the next few days. Good evening, I'm Caitlin Roman. Thanks for joining us. The village of Coolville will be under a boil alert until 3 p.m. Saturday. Lamar Drive in Athens will also be under a boil alert until 2 p.m. tomorrow. This is a result of broken water lines or local flooding. Drinking the water may be contaminated and cause illness. Make sure to boil water for at least 3 minutes for all drinking and food purposes. This year's mild winter has left the city of Athens with a surplus of salt and money. The salt will stay where it is, but the real question is, what will the city do with all that money? Krista Frost reports.
Standing roughly 25 feet high, a pile of leftover salt sits under a tarp on West State Street, a result of one of the mildest winters Athens County has seen in recent years.
And residents aren't the only ones who are happy that all this salt wasn't used this winter. The city's happy too, because it saved them money.
The city had to use salt only twice this year, and both times the bad weather was gone in 24 hours. Athens City Mayor Steve Patterson says the city has already saved money by joining with other towns to buy salt as a group. Because of the surplus, next year's salt purchase will cost even less, leaving the extra funds for other things.
But sure, that savings that we're using for streets can be used in other ways. We'll just sit there and go down our list of priorities and think, okay, this could go towards some of the resurfacing of streets, or it could go towards other things that are related to the streets themselves.
Patterson says the entire state has money left over because of the mild winter, and Ohioans agree. Road repair should be a priority.
We have a big fracking industry right now in Belmont County, and they're just completely destroying the roadways. So yeah, I would definitely put it in the paving of new roads. Sidewalks, bridges, whatever the case may be, that's what I would do.
In addition to the savings on the salt, the city also saved labor costs by not paying overtime to treat the roads.
Good evening and welcome to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Ananda Harris. We had a pretty nice day today across the region despite a few periods of rain earlier. Here in Athens, we're finishing off at 72 degrees with partly cloudy skies and winds out of the south at 12 miles per hour. Overall, a very pleasant evening for much of the state. However, as we go overnight, things won't stay quite as nice. As a cold front pushes into the region, showers and thunderstorms will be present across much of the state. Some of these storms may be severe, causing gusty winds and periods of heavy rain. Our greatest chance to see these storms will be after midnight tonight, but as we go into the morning, things will clear up when we'll have a high of 66 degrees here in Athens. Back to you, Caitlin.
Thanks, Ananda. Starting July 1st, OU students and employees will be able to board an Athens public transit bus for free with just a flash of their OU ID. Mayor Steve Patterson and OU President Roderick McDavis announced the pilot partnership yesterday. It will allow an Ohio University ID card to serve as a fare card for unlimited travel on the Athens public transit system. The idea of the Bobcat Pass pilot program is to boost access to Athens transit. Athens Public Transit Coordinator Michael Lockman says he hopes the program is something used widely and also useful to the university community. He also believes it fits well into the university's sustainability and initiative with climate change.
What we're really hoping to do by providing shared travel is to lower that carbon footprint. And I think that that's really an achievable goal with this program.
We are living in a college campus town, but most of the amenities and extra things in Athens are a little too far away for a walk. So I'm excited, and I will definitely use the transit free access in the next year.
The pilot phase will last a year, and it'll be paid for by OU's Transportation and Parking Department. The university has until June 15th. Okay. Ohio University seniors will be able to take the traditional class gate photos for commencement. A construction project would have prevented the traditional photo, but the project team changed the demolition schedule after hearing students protest. The contractor also plans on moving fences for a more picturesque background. The project was supposed to start last year, but complications made the university postpone. The project will make the class gateway more accessible with sidewalk ramps. University officials say the schedule change won't impact the completion of the construction or add more to the cost. As of now, construction is expected to finish around homecoming in the fall. Athens residents can expect newer, larger recycling bins with the introduction of a new grant. According to Mayor Steve Patterson, the recycling partnership offered a $70,000 grant to the city. This plan would upgrade the recycling receptacles from a 10-gallon open-top bin to a 64-gallon bin with a lid and wheels. The Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction is reviewing policies and procedures after the escape of a Nelsonville inmate. Police captured escapee John Modi Monday night after a day-long manhunt. Modi was serving 18 years to life for murder, robbery, and escape. ODRC is examining how the department classifies inmates and how security levels for prisons apply to inmates. Modi was placed in a lower security prison for good behavior. The Ohio State Highway Patrol is still investigating how Modi escaped. The man accused of rushing the stage at a Dayton Trump rally appears in court again today. Prosecutors say Thomas DiMassimo rushed the stage during Donald Trump's rally in Vandalia, Ohio, earlier this month. The 22-year-old has been charged in federal court. Prosecutors accuse him of entering a restricted building without lawful authority, saying he knowingly entered a restricted area cordoned off by the Secret Service. DiMassimo could face up to a year in prison and $100,000 in fines. The Ohio Supreme Court will hear a proposal to put ethics restrictions on lawmakers. Last week, the Ohio Ballot Board split the proposal into 3 ballot issues after the Ethics Amendment Committee failed to answer questions. Now, supporters of the amendment say this decision is unconstitutional. Lawmakers would make 20% less under the proposal. They would also have to pay Columbus income tax. Former lawmakers could not lobby or work with the General Assembly for 2 years. Also, taxpayers could sue to force lawmakers to follow proposal rules. The Ohio Democratic Party and advocates for the homeless are suing Ohio's election chief. They want to change the way ballots are cast and counted in Ohio. They claim the requirements for absentee and provisional ballots make it harder for voters and minorities. Also, they allege these requirements get ballots wrongly rejected. The state says the laws are reasonable and non-discriminatory. Testimony in the trial included election officials and experts. The trial wraps up today. False alarm in West Virginia after a report of armed suspects was revealed to be high schoolers with squirt guns. A concerned homeowner called police yesterday when she saw two men exiting a car with guns. When officers reported to the scene, they found the boys with squirt guns playing a game called Assassins. The situation was resolved without conflict. Donald Trump igniting another political firestorm after making a controversial comment on abortion. Initially, the Republican frontrunner said if abortions were made illegal, women who get one should be punished. Hours later, he switched his position. Mary Maloney has a breakdown of what happened.
During a town hall, Donald Trump pressured to answer a question on abortion.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't know. That I don't know. That
well, why
I don't
not?
know. I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
Frankly, I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position.
His position immediately and widely condemned. Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton tweeting, "Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, horrific and telling." Bernie Sanders also taking to Twitter saying, "Your Republican frontrunner, ladies and gentlemen, shameful." Even Trump's Republican opponents pounced. Ted Cruz released a statement saying Trump will say anything just to get attention, adding, "Of course we shouldn't be talking about punishing women." John Kasich also weighing in.
Of course, women shouldn't be punished.
Trump scrambling to put out the firestorm, later issuing a statement saying the doctor or any other person performing this illegal act upon a woman would be legally responsible, not the woman. He added, "The woman is a victim in this case, as is the life in her womb." I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
A Marquette University law school poll says Ted Cruz leads Trump 40% to 30% in the upcoming GOP primary in Wisconsin. The Badger State holds that contest next week. An organ transplant in Maryland is the first of its kind and gives new hope to many people waiting on a transplant list. Doctors at Johns Hopkins announced yesterday the first ever transplant from an HIV-positive donor to an HIV-positive recipient. It was a successful liver and kidney transplant. That kind of procedure was illegal for more than 2 decades because an old law banned people from living with HIV from becoming organ donors. Congress overturned that law in 2013.
This opens the doors for so many more of these kind of transplants to happen. So many lives of people with HIV saved by these transplants.
This all means a larger pool of organs for HIV patients on the transplant list, and as a result, a larger pool of organs for other patients as well. 22 are dead and more than 100 are missing after an overpass collapse in India. The incident happened this afternoon in a busy commercial area. The overpass has been under construction for the past 5 years. Officials worry construction workers and people in cars are now stuck under the rubble. Rescue personnel have pulled more than 60 people from the rubble. Starbucks is one of the latest companies to sign a letter asking North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory to repeal the state's anti-LGBT law. Equality rights groups are delivering a letter to McCrory demanding the repeal of House Bill 2. The bill, signed into law last week, requires that transgender people use the bathroom of their gender listed on their birth certificates, not the one they identify with. The letter originally came out on Tuesday with the signatures of more than 80 executives from companies like Apple, Twitter, and Facebook. Some civil liberties groups say corporations will stop doing business with the state until the law is repealed. Already, several states and cities, including San Francisco and New York, have banned non-essential travel to North Carolina. And on Wall Street today, U.S. stocks are closing mostly lower in a relatively muted ending to a turbulent quarter.
Tonight, a line of storms moves through the region and temperatures have been up and down all week. What will the weekend have in store for us? All of that plus your extended forecast coming up on Newswatch.
student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Widespread and severe weather tore through several states yesterday, with high water in the south, heavy snow in the west, and at least one tornado in the heartland. That tornado hit Tulsa, Oklahoma. The storm downed power lines, tore off roofs, and sent some to the hospital. In Arkansas, heavy rain led to flooding, power outages, and at least one water rescue. And a spring storm dumped more than a foot of snow on parts of Wyoming. The severe weather is set to continue, with the National Weather Service warning of the possibility of more flooding in the southeast Thursday and Friday.
There has been crazy weather across the nation. Luckily, we probably won't see anything quite that bad over in this part of the state. But right now in Athens, it is 72 degrees with partly cloudy skies and winds out of the south at 12 miles per hour. A nice calm before the storms that are going to roll through tonight. In Athens today, temperatures were well above normal once again. Our low especially 59 degrees, over 20 degrees above the normal for this time of year. Of course, yesterday we saw temperatures a little bit below normal. The various up and down for these temperatures is quite normal for March and early April. And we see this low pressure system off just to our west, which has been giving us a few scattered showers today. As we go overnight, we'll start to see that cold front low pressure push further into the region. A line of storms ahead of that will give us some severe weather tonight, with thunderstorms with the potential for gusty winds with 35-mile-per-hour gusts and the potential for some flooding. And tomorrow we'll see that system push just to our east, and those should be out of the region by probably late morning, so we'll see sunny skies through tomorrow. And across the region right now, it's all fairly nice. We have 72 degrees in Athens, 68 up in Columbus, and down in Ironton, 77 degrees, almost like a summer evening. Sorry about that, my clicker was not working there. Tonight, we will see that greatest chance for storms after midnight. We'll see some showers and thunderstorms start around midnight, and those could last until 4 or 5 in the morning. So if you're going out late, take caution and make sure you grab your umbrella. Overnight, lows will all be in the mid-50s, and we'll see those thunderstorms move into the region and clouds increase as we go overnight. Tonight in Athens, once again, the chance for severe thunderstorms is our biggest threat, gusty winds. But as we move to tomorrow morning for our bus stop, temperatures will be 56 degrees. We may still see a few lingering showers, but nothing too bad. Might want to send your kid off with a raincoat, but they probably won't need it by the time they get to school. As you see, we'll have those skies clearing up by noon, giving us sunny skies by 4 p.m. when we hit our high of 66 degrees for tomorrow. And across the region, highs will all be fairly nice. 61 the high for tomorrow in Columbus, 69 down in Ironton, and 66 over in Marietta. Looking at our 7-day, we'll have those warm temperatures tomorrow, but as we go into the weekend, that cold air will start to settle behind that front moving in, giving us highs only in the 50s and our lows dropping down all the way to 30 degrees on Saturday night. On Monday, we'll start to warm back up to 62 degrees, but late Monday, we'll see another cold front move into the region, dropping temperatures down to 47 degrees with those lows in the upper 20s on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we will warm back up Thursday and the rest of the week. Over to you, Caitlin.
Thanks, Ananda. Scientists predict Antarctica's ice will melt faster this century than previously thought. A new study in the scientific journal Nature estimates melting ice in Antarctica could contribute to a sea level rise of more than 3 feet by the end of this century. And it says with ice also melting in other parts of the world, seas could rise 5 or 6 feet during that time. Those numbers are far more than predicted in a 2013 United Nations study. The study also found by the year 2500, Antarctica could contribute to a rise in sea levels of nearly 50 feet. The new study comes on the heels of another done by the National Snow and Ice Data Center. That study also concluded that melting ice in the Antarctic poses a serious problem.
A men's basketball player earned national recognition today. I'll have that story, plus why a few green and white athletes are spending the weekend in Muncie, next on Newswatch. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like we're having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like we're having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Welcome back. I'm Abby Carnevale. Earlier today, Ohio men's basketball forward Tony Campbell was given honorable mention by the AP in their All-American selections. Campbell led the Bobcats to a 23-12 season, 13 wins, better than the previous season, along with a trip to the CBI tournament. Campbell was the leading scorer for the Cats in 15 matchups and the leading rebounder in 29. Campbell was also awarded MAC Player of the Season this year and the NCBA All-District 14 with a teammate Jerron Simmons. The Bobcat was also MAC Player of the Week twice this season. Ohio baseball and softball are both on the road today, traveling to Muncie, Indiana for a weekend series against Ball State. Baseball is looking to bounce back after a hard loss against Ohio State last Tuesday. The Cats were able to score 3 runs in the matchup. Even after scoring 3 runs, the Cats left 11 runners on base while 7 members of the lineup earned hits. The Cats are scheduled to take to the Diamond tomorrow afternoon at 3, followed by games on Saturday and Sunday, both starting at 1. The Lady Cats have a slightly different schedule. They'll start on Friday just the same, but have scheduled a doubleheader for Saturday with the first pitch scheduled for 1 o'clock. Ohio softball is no stranger to doubleheaders, though, after stunning number 12 Kentucky in a matchup last Tuesday. The green and white are still riding high after a 1-0 walk-off win in the first game of their doubleheader earlier this week. Dominating pitcher Savannah Jo Dorsey pitched a shutout 8 innings, and the Bobcats got their bats started just in time for the 8th inning to finish up. While the Bobcats on the Diamond will be out of town, the ones on the track will be competing in Athens for the first time this season. Ohio Track and Field is about to start a homestand lasting 7 days, and it starts this Saturday. April 2nd will be the Ohio Cherry Blossom Invitational with the All-Ohio Outdoor Championships next weekend. The Bobcats won't be back in Athens until May 6th for the Ohio Open. The Ohio volleyball team will also be in town, kicking off their spring season this Saturday. The team is scheduled 4 competitions in the next month, starting on Saturday in both the Convocation Center and Ping Recreational Center. Other teams in attendance for the tournament will be Ashland, Fairmont State, Wright State, and Cleveland State. According to the assistant coach Ariel Apolinario on OhioBobcats.com, the reigning MAC champs plan to use the spring season as a chance to mature and tweak minor changes. Now in professional sports today, the Blue Jackets will continue their road trip, this time to New York and the Barclays Center, to take on the Islanders starting at 7. The Cavs will be in the Q tonight, taking on the Nets also at 7. And baseball fans, you're one day closer. Both the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians will be in town to host opponents starting at 4:10 this upcoming Monday. That means summer and the beginning of baseball season. I'm Abby Carnevale, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Caitlin.
Thanks, Abby. Terrifying video of a mid-air skydiving collision in Florida. Skydiver Sebastian Leal says mere seconds after jumping, he and another skydiver collided, sending the pair into a spin. Leal's backup chute deployed, but the accident left him paralyzed from the waist down. Despite his injury, Leal says the incident has inspired him to not give up.
I am optimistic that one day I will fly a wingsuit again.
Over in Athens right now, it is 72 degrees with partly cloudy skies. However, conditions won't stay so nice as we go through the night. Right now, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Ross County. And as we go overnight, we will see that potential for severe weather increase in our area. The greatest chance for thunderstorms will happen after midnight. We could see a few before that, but these thunderstorms might end up having some damaging winds and some periods of heavy rain. For our 7-day tomorrow, that will all clear out and we'll have sunny conditions with a high of 66 degrees. However, that cold air will settle in behind that front for the weekend, giving us highs only in the mid-50s. As we go through the week, then we'll start to get warmer temperatures on Monday before another cold front moves through, giving us chilly temperatures once again on Tuesday with a high of 47 degrees. High pressure will then start to build in the region again, warming us back up a little bit on Wednesday before we cool down on Thursday. Over to you, Caitlin.
Thanks, Ananda, and that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Caitlin Roman. Stay tuned for the PBS News Hour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.
Students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.